start to fight. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I'm Zodiac, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. So as you guys can see by the title and thumbnail, today I am back with part 2 of my friend from hell story time. So if you did not see part 1, go ahead and make sure you watch that one so that this part 2 can make sense. But before we even get into the story time, make sure you follow my Instagram at Zodiac and my Twitter at Zodiac. Make sure you also follow my business page at Zodiac Wigs. Now before I even get into the story time, I just want to thank y'all because for part 1, let me go and look at the views. The views are doing really good. Like, I literally just posted it yesterday and I'm recording part 2 today to post on Monday. And honestly, I didn't really expect the views to be all that because like I went missing for a minute, and normally like when you don't post on YouTube for a second, like the algorithm doesn't really do that good. And then also I posted it late at night and it was a weekday because today is Friday. So yesterday was Thursday. So I'm like, yeah, this video probably not gonna do that good, like, you know, initially, but it'll probably pick up. Boy, was I surprised. The video is already at 389 views, which means you guys basically gave me almost 400 views in less than 24 hours because it's still the first 15 minutes of the video. I said the first 15 minutes, the first 15 minutes of the video being up. So thank you guys so much for watching that video and supporting it. It definitely gave me the motivation today to record some more content, because when you go on your YouTube and all your analytics look good, it just makes you want to post some more. So I'm actually recording this story time. After I record this, I have a lookbook that I'm recording, and that lookbook will be posted tomorrow. And then yeah, tomorrow I'm recording another video that's going to be posted on Wednesday. I really needed that motivation after final season to get back into the swing of things, and you guys definitely gave it to me. So thank you all so much. But now we're going to get right into the story time, because just like yesterday, I got my computer for my notes. And let's see, how many pages of notes do we have today? There's about 4 or 5 pages. And in this part of the story time, this is where things pick up. This is where police got involved. This is where I got kicked out of school. So much happened, so I'm gonna get right into it. But before I do, I just want to give a little quick recap just to refresh your mind. This is just a recap. It's not gonna have all the details. So if you did not see part 1, go ahead and watch part 1 before you watch this part. So like I told you guys, my friend in the story is Snowflake. Me and Snowflake were friends. Basically, we started being friends in high school. We weren't really close in middle school. We got close in high school. We were always with each other. We rode the bus to and from school. We had almost every single class together. At the end of 9th grade year, Snowflake reconnected with an old friend named Bo. Once Bo came into the picture, Snowflake started acting very, very weird to me. From the jump, even the first time I hung out with Bo acted like she had a problem with me. Why? I do not know why, because I did not know this girl. Some girls are just like that, like they just be having problems. I don't know. Like, not really sure what I ever did to that girl. So after that, things just escalated. Me and Snowflake stopped being friends. I'm like, okay, cool. Friendship went on. You know, my life went on. Not gonna beg for a friendship. I don't know if that made her upset that I didn't beg for the friendship or what. But after that, I'm getting texts off of fake numbers. I'm getting put in a group chats with Bo and Snowflake. I'm getting put in a social media group chats with Bo and Snowflake. It was just a lot going on. So now I'm gonna pick back up from that. Now, another thing I forgot to include, and I don't know if this happened after, so maybe that's why I didn't include it, and maybe I'm going to come up in it on the notes. But just in case it doesn't, I'm going to also include, not only were they making group chats off their own accounts, but once I blocked them on social media, because like, you're not going to keep harassing me, like, leave me alone, they will also start DMing me off of other people's accounts. So like, when I tell you guys they were going to extreme lengths to contact me, they would even sometimes like DM me off of a boy account and like acting like he's trying to talk to me. And then like if I replied or something, they're like, oh, psych, this is me. Like, are you okay? And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, after that, every time a boy DM'd me, I would be looking at it like, is this them again? Now, of course, like, it ain't really like, most of the time the boys they were DMing me, the page is from, it's not people I would be pressed over anyway, so it wasn't that deep to me. But it still was just weird. Like, all of this was this really weird behavior, especially from people who I did nothing to. Like, you start acting weird, okay, we stopped being friends, and now I'm being harassed. Now, another thing I also want to include, because I forgot to include it before, you guys probably wondering what happened to Deer and Stalking. So during this time, me and Stalking were still friends. Me and Stalking actually were friends until about my 11th grade year, just because, like I said, we had different interests. And if we did have a falling out, I can't remember it, so it must not have been significant. But basically, me and her had different interests, so we gradually just like departed from each other. you know what? Something actually did happen with stalking, but it wasn't something too major. But yeah, it was just like I don't really care to be friends with you anymore, basically. And then me and Deer, like I told you guys, Deer and Snowflake were already closer from the jump, so it really wasn't like basically me and her to stop talking, but it really wasn't any tension there as far as I know. But not only that, Deer has always acted weird towards me, like since middle school, acting weird, and even to this day, still acting weird. Like we follow each other on Instagram. Yeah. Anyways, so we're just going to go ahead and continue on with the story. So after we had another meeting where Snowflake's mom finally came to the meeting, it was another parent meeting. Once again, we left the meeting with the same resolution. There should be no contact on both sides. That did not happen. So after that, in October, keep in mind, you guys, this story time started in August. That's when me and her stopped being friends. And it went all the way into May. It went basically an entire duration of the school year. So in October, basically, after we had that other meeting, after that we had once again another meeting. But this meeting was just me and Snowflake, and we were meeting with the coordinator for the program we're in, Science and Tech. So basically, she wanted us to have a meeting with her because since she's the coordinator, we're basically in the school on her behalf. So she basically wanted us to have a meeting because for one, it's like the administrators were getting tired of having meetings with us, but also she did not want us to get kicked out of the school because like I told you guys, I had already been suspended once, and you can only be suspended once before you're kicked out. And then I'm pretty sure because of Snowflake getting in trouble like with the situation, and also she was on thin ice as well, and at risk of getting kicked out of the school. And I'm not even gonna lie, the coordinator of the program, she always had a terrible attitude. Like I really did not like her. Like anytime you talked to her, she had an attitude. I remember basically at the beginning of my freshman year, basically, because in middle school I used to play percussion. So basically I have a drum set, I have a xylophone, and yeah, that's all I have. But I know how to play other percussion instruments as well. But when I got to high school, I did not want to play an instrument anymore. Like I still have my drums, but I don't play them. Well, for one, I live in an apartment, so that would just be very rude of me to be in here playing some drums. But yeah, like I just kind of lost interest, and especially because in middle school, my band teacher would like have us playing like I know how to play like Crazy in Love and stuff like by Beyonce. But once I got to high school, I thought, okay, this is gonna be a lot harder. So anyways, I go to the coordinator to get my schedule changed because I did not want to be in band anymore, but I still need to get my fine art credit. And she had such a bad attitude that I ended up in a dance class. I am a shy introvert. I should not be in no class when I'm required to dance in front of people. Thank God that teacher was not too strict, so I ended up passing with an A, because if not, I would have failed that class just off the strength of that I don't like dancing. But yeah, I just wanted to include that to basically tell you guys that coordinator just really was not it. So because of that, like having a meeting with her, it was like, bro, I'm basically in a meeting with two people I don't like. But anyways, after that meeting, she basically put me and Snowflake both on a behavior contract and basically said if anything else happened, we would be put out the program. I basically was already there due to the fact that I had been suspended before, but now we both basically are on the same even playing field of something happens, we both are going to get put out. So after that, I remember during that meeting, like she's basically like, you know, I think you guys really just want to be friends, but you guys just don't know how to be friends. And I'm like, yeah, I did want to be her friend. And then she started acting weird. So no, like at this point, why would I want to be friends with somebody who I went through all of this with, had to keep getting my mom to call out of work to come up here and all this other stuff? Like absolutely not. No, I do not want to be this girl's friend. And honestly, I feel like Snowflake did low-key still want to be my friend, but at this point, she one did too much to go back, but then also Bo was in her ear or whatever else. So at that point, she kind of had to pick a side, and she picked Bo, which is fine with me, because if you could do all this weird stuff, I don't even want to be your friend. But yeah, so at the end of that meeting, basically the science and tech coordinator made us like hug it out, which ew, I don't like things like that. Like don't force me to touch somebody. I don't want to hug this girl. And yeah, and basically the issue or the problem was supposed to be resolved, but basically they kept putting band-aids on the situation, but nothing was really happening. Like it just was not resolving anything, to be honest. Like nothing was being solved. And then also in that meeting, I almost just said her name, but also in that meeting, the coordinator also asked us if we wanted to get our schedules changed so that we would not have the same class together anymore, because our 10th grade year, we only had that one last period class that I was talking about in my last video together. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure like the way she was looking at the situation, she was making it seem like we were both the aggressors. So she's basically looking like, yeah, I have to see like basically it would be one of you all schedules getting changed. So that's why I'm like, okay, we might as well just stay in the same class, because I don't want my schedule to get changed this late in the semester. And especially because either way, it's like, this is not even like, I'm not the one doing it. So I should not have even had like the option to get my schedule changed. It should have been automatically her schedule getting changed. But like I told you guys, they had those messages, those fake messages that made me look like the aggressor. And that's what really like messed up this whole situation. Because, and you know what, I'm not gonna lie, I'll give it to them. They were a little smart to make those messages, because if those messages weren't made, it would have automatically been seen that, oh, they're the one doing it. So, you know what I mean? They would have, I feel like the school would have handled it better. But this is my thing, okay? So say those messages were real. Okay, so that means we're both even. We both are messaging each other. They still were continuing to do things outside of the messages. So either way, they still were the aggressor. You know what I mean? Like, okay, don't forget about both messages from both sides, although the messages on my side were not real, but forget about both of the messages from both sides, right? They still were coming to my class doing things, coming to the bus doing things, not listening to the assigned bus rules and all of that. So either way, they still could have been punished. Like, you guys see what I'm saying? It's like the school really was just doing little band-aid things, but they weren't solving the issue. But then my freshman year, when I got into a fight with someone, it's like, well, you should have came to us with the issue so we can do peer mediation, help solve it. And now I'm trying to do the right thing and y'all still not solving it. It's like, I might as well just hit this girl in her face, which, I mean, eventually you guys will see. You guys will see at the beginning of the story. But anyways, getting back into the story time. So after that, there was a day basically we're in class, right? So I had left the class because I needed to go to the bathroom. So go to the bathroom and I'm walking back to class. So how this school was, like the window on the door is like really big. So you could basically see inside the entire class, which I don't really think is a good thing, because like if a school shooting or something happens, it's just going to be very easy to be able to see inside the classroom, versus at the schools where it's just like a little tiny door, a tiny little window on the door. But that's not really important. So anyways, I'm walking back and basically I knock on the door because the teacher did always have her door locked. And honestly, that's probably is one of the reasons why her door was always locked. Just for really safety reasons, because I mean, if it's gonna have this big window, we might as well at least have the door locked. And especially also because, like I've said in many story times, this school was very open. It was very easy for people to get in and out. So it probably was best that that doors were locked, because if somebody really did want to do something at this school, now listen, I haven't went to the school. I was at this school in my 10th grade year of high school, and I'm way beyond high school now. So I don't know if the security of the school changed, but if it has not changed, that really is unsafe. Like, something really could happen at that school one day. And if something was to happen, I would not be surprised, just because of how loose the school is. But basically, I'm coming back to the bathroom and I knock on the door. This girl literally looked at the door, laughed, and then looked away. And I'm like, when you really say this, it's like, it's kind of crazy to think of a high schooler acting like this. Like, this really was like a middle school behavior, but it makes sense with everything else that was going on. But it's kind of like, but yeah, basically when that happened, like, I didn't really put too much like thought into it. Like, it's kind of like, okay, it is what it is. It's not that deep, because I didn't really expect it to. Like, if you've been acting childish all year, I don't expect for you to randomly stop. But that was just an incident that basically happened that I like recorded or wrote down, just so that I had more things, you know, just building up about it. So basically on this same day, it was also the day that we got our progress report. So at this school, when you would get your progress reports or your report card, they would give it to your homeroom teacher, and basically they would like make an announcement, and a little bit before the end of the day, you would go to your homeroom, get your report card or your progress report, and then you would leave the school. So on this day, basically, I think that she was coming back from the bathroom, so I was leaving out of the class to go and get my progress report. Basically, y'all know when somebody like kind of like y'all walking and they purposely bump into you? That's what this girl did. And at this point, this is where I actually should have put my hands on her, but it's okay because I didn't end. But this is why I should have put my hands on her, because, okay, it's one thing when you're trying to like intimidate me through social media by saying little slick comments or whatever else. But now that you're purposely putting your hands on me, I should have purposely put my hands on her back. But once again, y'all, at this point, I did not want to get kicked out of the school because, like I said, I was on a debate team and I wanted to be a lawyer then. And not only that, but science and tech was a good program, although I'm not even a STEM major, so yeah. But science and tech was a good program, so I really was trying my best, like, don't get kicked out, McKenzie. Don't get kicked out, McKenzie. So once again, let that situation slide and let it be what it's gonna be. I actually did try to find an administrator at the end of that day to talk to, but I could not find him. And then the next day, school was closed because my PG County schools are always closed for like a professional development day or this day. It just felt like we were always out of school. So basically, I was not able to report the situation to anyone. So after that, basically after the professional development day, the next time that there was school, I did report it to an administrator, and I was hoping that this was going to finally be the icing on the cake to get her kicked out so that the situation could be resolved and I could be left alone. All I wanted to do was to go to school and get my education and leave. So I was hoping that at this point maybe there'll be a camera or something so they would see this girl push me so the situation could be resolved. I don't know what type of bad luck I had this school year, but basically I went to the administrator and I explained to him what happened. So he's like, okay, bet, I'm gonna pull the camera, I'm gonna see it, hopefully we can see it, and if so, that's gonna be it. Problem situation's gonna be over and we're just gonna kick her out at that point. Y'all, please tell me why, how the camera was angled, they could not see this girl. They basically could not see the situation happen, and she basically denied that it happened. And obviously, like, at this point, they believed me. Like, why would I keep coming up and making these lies about this girl? Like, what would I get from that? However, it's like they had no proof, so they couldn't really do anything with it because of the camera angle and it's lagged. Like, what are they supposed to do exactly? You know what I mean? So once again, I'm back in a situation where things keep happening. I keep trying to report it, keep trying to handle things correctly, and it's just all backfiring. So things freaking continued with this girl. Like, that same exact day, basically, you know, after that, they pulled her down. She said it didn't happen. Camera angle did not show anything. So basically, it was nothing they could do, right? So after that, the school day basically went on like normal. We continued, you know, being in the same school because nothing could be done. And one thing I do want to include is that this high school was really big. I believe there was either 3 or 4 floors. I cannot remember, but there were 3 or 4 floors, and that was a really big school. Honestly, I'll probably put a picture in because I don't care. Yeah, I'm probably just put a picture of the school right here. The school was big, so basically it's not like we were always like around each other like every single minute of the day, but we bumped into each other enough where it was annoying basically. And the crazy thing is, if me and her would have just stopped being friends and none of this would have happened, it's like, yeah, we would have saw each other here and there, but it wouldn't have been a big deal because it wouldn't have been like so much static basically, you know what I mean? But it's like when there's issues going on and then to the amount I saw her, it was annoying. So that day on the bus, basically, I don't even remember who Snowflake was talking to because I didn't put it in the notes, but basically Snowflake is talking to someone and she was like, bitches be snitches. Bro. And like, oh my gosh. That is why this situation to this day just blows me so much, because it's like I really try to handle the situation the right way, which, yeah, okay, call it what you want to call it snitch and go ahead, but it's like, bro, if I'm just trying to get my education, I'm not doing anything to bother you, why can't you just leave me alone? But the thing is about it is that if you denied that it ever happened, right, what exactly was I snitching on? Because a snitch is only a snitch if they're telling the truth, right? If not, they're just telling a lie. So I would be a liar, not a snitch. So that's what kind of blew me. And just like I was saying in the last video, it's like outside of like past administrators, you're this hard body girl, you know, you all of that. But then in front of the administrators, you're not. And if that was really your character, you would be in front of administrators like, yeah, I did it, and what y'all gonna do? But she did not. And that just blew me. So because of that happening, basically, once again, another freaking parent meeting had to be held due to the fact that the situation was still continuing. Right after that parent meeting, that same exact day, once again, minding my business, walking in the hallway, and I'm walking past Snowflake and Bo, and they are still continuing to do little things, like, you know, trying to say little slick comments as I'm walking past. And I did basically ignore it because I also had a lot of people telling me, okay, if you ignore them, like they can't only affect you as much as you let them. But it's like, okay, I've been ignoring them all year and they're still continuing. So once again, that happened. And after that, basically, there was another day on the bus. We go on the bus and they once again tried to say something. So basically that day when they tried to say something on the bus driver had already been witnessing little things, and the bus driver was probably about, it may have been like my age now or a little older, but basically that day when I'm getting off the bus driver is like basically telling me, okay, you got to start saying things so that they'll leave you alone. But I'm explaining the situation to her like, I'm already on thin ice with the school. So if I say something or react, I'm going to get put out the school. So that's why, like, I'm just trying to, like, let it be. You know what I mean? Like, it's like on one side, I'm having people like, okay, at this point, it is what it is. You just got to do what you got to do. Say something back to them. And on the other side, I'm having people like, okay, if you don't say something back, people could only continue as much as, like, energy you give them. So it was just really a slippery slope. And it's like, at that point, honestly, I really did feel defeated. Like, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I didn't try to report it. It's not working. I didn't got my mom involved. It's not working. Like, nothing is freaking working. But yet, these girls just won't leave me alone. So basically after that, the bus driver also did tell me that basically since he had finally witnessed something, also combined with the fact because remember we had assigned seats on the bus, so the bus driver knew like a situation was going on. She basically did say that she would report it to the school for me, so that at this point I would have a witness in the situation. But I knew that wasn't gonna do much because at this point I felt like the school didn't know what was going on. They just didn't care enough to get involved. I don't even know if this comes up, but I remember one time me and Snowflake had got into an argument on Twitter, and I'm like, girl, I'm not about to argue with you when you're wearing my clothes on your page. And that's why I feel like a lot of this was really rooted in jealousy, because how are you trying to argue with me when you have pictures on your page wearing my clothes? Like, are you crazy? Like, imagine doing that. Girl, I clothed you. Please relax. Like, you're my child. Relax. You're my son. So following that, once again, tried to report the situation, and the stupid principal, and I don't care, to this day, I do not like him. I do not like this man. And you know what? I actually had saw a video. Pretty sure a student had assaulted him a little bit after I left the school, and I'm very glad he got assaulted, and I hope he gets assaulted again. And I don't care. I'm not taking that back. So anyways, after that, basically went to the principal. I went directly to the principal this time, told him what happened, told him if you need to, like, you can speak to the bus driver. And he basically said, yeah, well, I can't do anything because you don't have any evidence. But like I keep saying, but unless something had happened to me, then the school would be holding like a anti-bullying rally and all this other stuff. But then when somebody's reporting it, you're not doing anything. Then he also said I had no evidence, but I had a screenshot of her on social media saying more things about me. And I'm like, so this isn't evidence? But once again, that didn't go anywhere, and it was what it was, basically, to him and to the school. So after that, and I also have like been forgetting to update you guys like on where we were. So at this point, we are now in March. So after this, I mean, yeah, we're in March, which is my freaking birthday month. So after this, basically, we had another parent meeting. But in this parent meeting, it was just my mom, me, my mom, Snowflake's mom. So basically, I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, and Snowflake. So basically, in this meeting, once again, we are talking, and they're like, okay, how are we going to resolve this issue? Like, this has basically been going on for the entire school year. Like, when does this end? And do you guys believe that the science and tech coordinator basically tried to transfer me to a different freaking science and tech school? Not the person who's doing the problem, but, oh, well, since you're the person who is receiving it, you should leave the school. Be so for real. Like, really be so for real with yourself. And when we're in the meeting, though, Snowflake admitted that, like, yeah, y'all, I just started saying my own name because I'm like, oop, am I saying somebody's name? And I realized, McKenzie, that's you. But Snowflake admitted in the meeting that I did not do anything to her. Like, she literally said it in a meeting, like, yeah, McKenzie hasn't did anything to me. And so my point is that if the person is saying I have not did anything to them, but I have proof, and I have been telling you all that she has been doing something to me, why are you guys not handling this situation correctly? Like, I really do feel like if I would have escalated this, or like, even like, I feel like I could even did like some type of civil lawsuit for like, what's the word? Grievance against them. Because it's like, there's so much evidence showing that they were not handling this correctly. And yeah. So that was basically that situation. So from that meeting, once again, I feel like a broken record. It was determined that there should be no contact between us, and that we were going to move on with the school year, because I did not want to transfer. And the main reason I didn't want to transfer was because it's like the end of this, like, it's not the end of the school year, but it was March, which means we basically are in spring semester now. We only had April, May, June. Why would I want to transfer and be far behind in classes because I'm going to be going to a new school with only 3 months left in the semester? Like, why exactly should I have to do that when I am not the aggressor in the situation? Like, make that make sense. Not only that, but like I keep telling you guys, I was on a debate team. If I'm going to transfer to a new school, then I'm just going to hit this girl, because the only reason I'm trying to stay at this school was to be on the debate team, especially because the coach for the debate team was another coach who also used to be at my middle school, and I really liked him. So I wanted to stay there with him because he really did help me become a better speaker and everything else. So after that, this was in March, and the next note I have is from May. Now the thing is, although this, like, according to like my notes, the next thing happened in May, I'm sure that in between March and April more things happened, but sometimes like I just wouldn't write everything down. So more things might probably happen, but I just didn't keep a record of it, and especially because I just don't really believe that they went 2 months without obsessing over me. As it seems like they woke up every morning thinking about McKenzie and went to sleep thinking about McKenzie. But on this day, basically, the note I have is that Bo DM'd me off of, like I told you guys, they were DMing me off of other people's pages. He basically was DMing me and harassing me off of a random boy's page. And it says that I know him. Yeah, it says in the things that I know him, but I cannot remember who this possibly could be. I really don't know, but basically DMing me and messing with me off the page. And he's literally replying in a DM like, Bo, stop. Like, Bo, what are you doing? Like, don't do this on my account. Like, why are you doing this? And she's still continuing. Like, girl, do you know how weird you look right now? Like, not only like to me, but to him. Do you know how weird? Like, imagine you give somebody your account password, because in high school we definitely would give each other like our Twitter password. You would like tweet for each other, whatever else. You know how weird you look? Somebody give you your password and you're using it to DM and harass somebody because they have you blocked on their page. Like, that's really obsessive. And it's crazy because people used to be hyping Bo and Snow up, and it's like, this is obsessive behavior. Like, this isn't cool. Like, they're just weird for this. Like, there's nothing more than that but weirded. Not only that, but it also got so how unhappy you truly gotta be if every single day you're waking up and thinking about somebody you don't like. So after that, it was another day basically. So after that, this is towards the end of May, and this is basically where the situation started dwindling down, because at this point enough was enough. So this was actually where I got my first closer. It was a closer sewing. It looked so good. I'm pretty sure I do have pictures, so I'm gonna insert them. And this was also my first time getting a middle part, because before I got a closer, I used to always just get side part with a leave out. So I wanted to try something new basically, so I got a middle part closer. And yeah, this is basically where my wig journey low-key started, so shout out to this hairstyle. But yeah, so basically I got a middle part closer, and my hair looked good. Like, I remember I had people like, wow, I didn't know that was a closer, that looked so good. And especially because a lot of people at this time were not on closer or frontals yet. Once again, another reason for people to be jealous, because imagine you still got a leave out and you see somebody's hair looking good with a closer. And I don't even, like I said in the last video, I don't want to go around saying like, oh yeah, the whole world is jealous of me. But obviously these girls had to have some deep rooted jealousy to be everything that they're doing. So let's just go through everything they've done. Harassing me on the bus, right? Harassing me in school, making group chats with me, making group chats on social media, tweeting about me, DMing me off of other people's accounts. That is now 6 things. Trying to act low-key bump into me. Not opening a door. Like, girl, how it's not that serious. Get up and open the door. We are now at 8 things. I'm probably missing some things. There has to be some type of jealousy or something, because no normal human being, even as a high schooler, no normal human being acts like this. Not only there has some jealousy going on, but also you must be very, 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 very unhappy at home. And I'm saying very because I wasn't the most happiest at home either, but I wasn't acting like this. And what's the name? And also, I'm not saying this like I'm some saint, because like I said, my fight 9th grade year definitely put myself in a situation, but I definitely also did not drag it on like this. Like, after me and that girl fought, that was it. It wasn't like every single day I'm like tweeting about her or I'm being obsessive or whatever else. Like, get some business, get something to do. So once again, the same class was basically the class where earlier in the semester they had asked if one of us wanted to get transferred out, but it was gonna mess up our whole schedule. So basically, I'm leaving the class to go to the bathroom. And no, I'm walking to the bathroom, and her best friend, Bo and Snowflake, are standing in the hallway, and they're gonna yell, "With that ugly closer!" Once again, basically doing like we're on a movie type of bullying, like trying to yell across a hallway. Like, I don't really know like what they really like wanted from this. Like, deadass, I don't know what they expected from this, because obviously I've shown them at this point I'm not good to give you guys a reaction. So what exactly do you guys want? Like, I don't know. And that's why I feel like it has to be, oh, that's another reason why I feel like it was jealousy, because I'm like, at this point, it just seems like you're trying to tear me down, because there's nothing else that's coming from out of this. And unfortunately for them, you know what's crazy though? No, my self-esteem, in 10th grade, it was like mid. Like, it's not as good as my self-esteem was now, but it definitely was high enough to where this was not affecting me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course, I did have moments where I felt annoyed, where I felt defeated due to the fact that I keep, like, speaking up and nothing's happening. But I was never, like, going home like, am I really ugly? Unfortunately, you got the right idea with the wrong bitch. Right idea with the wrong bitch. I'm so sorry about it. So sorry about it. Maybe you would have did that, like, in middle school. Yeah, okay, you would have got me. I'm not gonna lie, you would have got me. My teeth used to be so messed up, I was not comfortable with myself at all. Maybe beginning of 9th grade year, okay, you would have got me. By 10th grade year, no. By 10th grade year and on that, like I can even show y'all pictures of how I looked in 10th grade, in 11th grade, and 12th grade. I'm sorry. And now y'all see me. I know I'm not ugly. I'm so sorry about it. Like, it's this very, I don't know, it's this weird. Like, did your mom not hug you as a child? Like, what is it? Come on, talk. I'm a psych mate, so open up. Like, weird as fuck. But anyways, moving on. So once again, I ignored them. Because at this point, it was really starting to become, like, comedic to me. Like, okay, like, these girls really are hurting inside. Like, that, you must really be hurting to continue to try to do little things. So after that, I'm pretty sure this day I posted pictures. And if I do have those pictures, I'm pretty sure they're on my Google photos. Basically, I posted pictures that day. Those pictures did real good on Twitter because I look cute. And especially because this is when my Twitter used to do good anyways. Like, everything, all the pictures I posted used to do good. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that day well, it says that in the notes that they continued to harass me on social media. So I'm pretty sure they were making comments about my pictures or whatever else. This being weird, like, as fuck. Also the day that I decided enough was enough. So at this point, I don't even really need the notes because I really remember everything from here. So y'all, get your popcorn because this is where I got kicked out of school. This is where the police really got involved. This is where things got amped up because at this point, I was tired and enough is enough. I didn't try to handle this the civil way with this talking to administrators. Administrators didn't do anything, so now I'm going to handle it my way. So basically, I remember the night before, I'm talking to my mom and I'm basically telling her, like, I cannot take this anymore. I try to be the bigger person. I'm basically telling her, like, I'm going to get suspended tomorrow. I'm going to get put out of school because I'm going to fight. And basically, my mom did not want me to fight in school. So basically, as I told you guys, me and Snowflake rode the same bus. So I know what time Snowflake gets off the bus. I know where your bus stop is. I know where you walk home. Not only that, but I know where your house is because we were friends. So I know, you know what I mean? Like, I know where your house is. I know the layout of your house. You know, I don't think a lot of people realize, but most people like me who are quiet, introverted, we're quiet and introverted because we're very observing people. You should not really play with people who are quiet and like introverted because I'm observing and I'm taking note of everything. That day where they had made that comment about my hair and I had decided, okay, enough is enough, like I'm tired of this. I literally was on the bus and I paid attention to this. Okay, she gets off the bus at this time. Okay, bet. Like, I literally wrote down, okay, she got off the bus at this time. Play with somebody else. Play with something safe. So basically, I explained that all to my mom. And my mom basically told me to do what I have to do because my mom saw that I really was trying to avoid the issue, that I kept trying to talk to the administrators and everything, and it wasn't going anywhere. So at this point, my mom was like, yeah, do what you have to do. So that next day, basically, my sister was in the process at this time of getting her license. And this, I'm pretty sure she was, yeah, my sister was already home because I think, yeah, my sister was already home from college because her college got out early. And at this point, it was like June, so she got out of school in May. So basically, my god sister that day was gonna, and the next day was gonna be picking my sister up to take her driving. So basically, my god sister had already knew like a lot about the situation because I was basically telling my god sister about it. And I remember like one day my god sister like hung out with me just to make sure I was like in good spirits, especially since my sister was gone to college. And so yeah, my god sister already knew about the situation and what's going on. So basically, I told her like this situation is continuing, and at this point, I want to fight. Like, it's just that simple. I'm tired of it and I want to fight. So basically what we planned to do was my god sister came and picked me and my sister up and was going to take my sister driving, and then we are going to do a little pop-up. Hello. And another thing is because I feel like because I was in school by myself most of the time, Snowflake was comfortable with doing things because she had like Bo and other people around her. The thing is, somebody don't gotta have a lot of friends or whatever else in school. That doesn't mean they don't have support outside of school. Like, my sisters exist. So basically, that day we did this day. I woke up that day. I had on a bonnet and I'm pretty sure like a hoodie or whatever else. My hair, yeah, because I had just got my hair done not too long before that. So I had like a scarf and my bonnet wrapped on because I'm like, yeah, I'm not about to mess my hair up. I'm pretty sure I had got like a maintenance of using the same clothes. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna insert pictures because I have pictures the day after the fight because I look good. But anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna insert pictures, but I know I definitely had a closer. So basically, my god sister came and she picked up me and my sister. And so basically, we get into the car. And first, my sister really like, she was generally practicing driving because she's like about to be in the process of getting her license. So she's practicing driving and I'm just sitting in the back seat because basically the plan was my sister's gonna practice driving, and then we're gonna go pop up on this girl. So my sister practicing driving, everything's going good, you know, basically. And I'm also like telling my sister, my god sister, like more information about the situation, like anything that she may have missed since the last time like me and her had hung out. Basically, I'm filling my god sister in on the situation, whatever else. But like I told you, my sister was practicing driving that day, and I'm with the older sister. I'm the youngest out of both my god sister and my sister. I am the youngest sibling, right? So because of that, I did not have anything on me. I did not have my keys on me or anything. The only thing I had on me was my phone. Now, this is very important, and I just wanted to put that fact in there, so remember that later. So basically, after my sister stopped driving, I basically gave my sister the directions to get to where Snowflake's bus stop was, because like I told you all, I know where Snowflake's bus stop was because we rode the bus together, but not only that, we were friends. Why would you play with somebody who you used to be friends with who has your address? Why do you think that's smart? Please, tell me why you think that's smart. So we pulled up to where her bus stop was, and her bus stop was like right here. And I remember like we parked on this side of the street so that we could like see when the bus is pulling up, when snowflakes get off the bus. So we're sitting there for a while, and I wanted to get there a little early, you know, just in case, like maybe the buses left a little early that day, you know, just anything so that we would not miss her. Keep in mind, this was a Wednesday. It was literally May 31st, what year? I believe this is 2017 or 2016, whichever one those days when May 31st was a Wednesday, that's when it was. That's just how fed up I was, that on a Wednesday I decided, yeah, I'm not going to school, I'm about to beat your ass. So basically, we were parked at her bus stop, we're sitting there, we're waiting, and I see the school bus pull up. When I saw the school bus pull up, y'all, I didn't even say like anything to my sister and my god sister. I literally just hopped out the car because at that point, like my adrenaline was rushing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm over this. So I'm walking to a bus stop, and I definitely know the bus driver saw me, and the bus driver probably was happy that I'm finally handling the situation, because remember, the bus driver had already told me like, okay, you need to start saying something back, like you can't just keep letting this go on. So I know the bus driver was happy that I finally was speaking up and handling the situation. Snowflake is getting off the bus, right, and Snowflake is like walking towards me, and you can see Snowflake at this point, she looks shook because obviously she didn't expect for me to just be randomly popping up at her bus stop, and especially at the time that she's getting off. So obviously I've been waiting here for you. So she's walking towards me, and I'm like, yeah, so what is that all you had to say? And she's like, no, I'm not doing this, McKenzie. I'm like, nah, you've had so much to say all school year. I'm here now, what's up? Like, what you guys say? And she's like, all right, bet, come to my house. And I'm like, nah, like we're right here at this bus stop. Why do I need to come to your house? So my sister had stayed in the car because my god sister's daughter was with us, so my god sister got out the car. So my god sister's like, nah, why we need to come to your house? Like, you can call your mom if you want, but we don't gotta go to your house, like we're right here. She's like, nah, come to my house. Nah, come to my house. I'm like, all right, bet. Like at this point, whether you want to get your ass beat here at the bus stop at your house, it don't matter to me. But either way, I had already decided, like, I'm putting my hands on this girl. Like, enough is enough. Keep in mind, y'all, the situation started in August. It's now May. So basically, the entire school year has went past. Situation's not solved. The administrator's not doing anything. Okay, so I'm going to solve the situation. So we go to her house, and she's like, okay, hold up. I'm going to be right back. Now, let me tell y'all, this girl was not a smart girl at all. Not a smart girl at all. So she went inside, and she put her hair up, and she put on some Doc Martens. So obviously she knew what was about to go down because it's May. Why are you putting on Doc Martens? But if you're at home, you have the upper base. Girl, if you go inside, you should have came out like, I ain't saying she should have used a weapon on me, but that's what you're supposed to do. And then at that point you say like, yeah, I told them to leave, they didn't leave, so I used self-defense. But this girl instead just put up her hair and put on some Doc Martens. Like, come on, bro. Like, if you gonna be this fake hard body, you gonna be doing all this harassment on social media and all this, you at least gotta know how to move a little smart. To be honest, from the jump, because you're doing all this and you know I know where you live and where your bus stop is, you should have been on go at all moments. You should have been prepared at all times, because if you're going to move like this hard body, you need to be prepared like one. But obviously she really wasn't one, because if so, she would have been one in front of the administrators too, and in front of her mom too, instead of trying to put on this good girl act and then behind closed doors or whatever else doing that, right? So basically, after that, she came outside and we started to fight. Like literally, we started fighting. When a fight, anytime, you know, basically my god sister had broken up at one point, but yeah, we continued fighting. So basically, after a while, I don't even know how, and this has happened in multiple fights that I've been in. I don't know what I be doing, but you're not leaving with your face the same. Especially in this situation, I had so much adrenaline. You are not leaving with your face the same. So by this point, I remember she had like this big gash under her eye. And like I told you guys, I have videos of me after the fight, so I'm going to put it in here. My face looked fine. Meanwhile, this girl got a big gash under her eye or whatever else. And then the other crazy thing about this, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I used to live for social media back then. Like, yeah, I still post on social media now just because, like, I'm a, you know, a YouTuber or whatever else. But I really used to live for social media back then. So I remember, like, I had posted waiting for Gabby at her bus stop. Oh, I keep saying this girl name. Waiting for Snowflake at her bus stop. Walking to Snowflakes. I was like, y'all, I was basically giving my Snapchat a whole little, y'all, that's ghetto. I was giving my Snapchat a whole little, like, tour. Like, okay, yeah, y'all saw all that happening all school year. So now see this happening to her now. So basically, after that, basically, we started arguing because after the fight happened, my god sister is still like, all right, yeah, y'all fought, but I still want to talk to your mom because I'm tired of you messing with my little sister. So now we're going to talk about the situation and get to the bottom of it. So basically, of course, she did not want to call her mom because if she called her mom and told her mom that, yeah, I told these people to come to our house, keep in mind, I told you guys her mom is Nigerian. Her mom was not going to have that. Because like I'm saying, she's this fake hard body. While you are afraid to tell your mom to even come downstairs, my mom knows I'm here because I've been honest with my mom this whole entire situation. So after that, instead of her mom coming down, her aunt came down. And I actually knew her aunt because, like I told you guys, me and her were close. So her aunt is coming down like, McKenzie, I can't believe you would bring this rubbish here. And I'm like, girl, your niece started all this rubbish. If you controlled your niece, I wouldn't have had to come to our house to fight her. The situation would have been handled in school. We would have stopped being friends. Okay, that would have been it. But instead, since she dragged the situation on, now I'm at this girl's bus stop basically stalking her because I'm fighting her because after a while and after a whole entire school year of being freaking harassed, yeah, you're dang right, enough is enough. So basically, we're arguing back and forth, and it's really not going nowhere. And my god sister is younger than aunt, and she's basically like, okay, this is not going nowhere. I just want the situation to be handled, blah, blah, blah. So after all that going on, that's when Snowflake's mom came downstairs. So Snowflake's mom was a nurse, so basically she would be sleeping during the day and working at night. So Snowflake's mom basically got woken up by all the noise, all the rubbish, excuse me. Snowflake's mom got woken up by all the rubbish. And so basically Snowflake's mom came downstairs and the argument basically continued, but it really was not going anywhere. And then basically they're really trying to gaslight me. Like Snowflake's mom was like, I can't believe you would do this, McKenzie. Why would you do this? All this other stuff. And then she's like, McKenzie, I took you on a trip with us and you did this. Now keep in mind, it's not like she just took me on a trip. When me and Snowflake were friends before all this rubbish started, basically their church was having a little field trip, and so we went to Six Flags, New Jersey. But my mom paid for my spot, so they did not take me on a trip. My mom paid, and I basically tagged along. But not only that, I had already went to Six Flags, New Jersey, because my mom had actually took me there. So the fact that she's saying that, I wanted to hit her in the face. Like, girl, don't make it seem like you didn't sponsor me to go on some trip. Beyond that, I had been to Disney World and all that before that. Six Flags, New Jersey compared to Disney World, go play with something safe. So yeah, basically, we're arguing and it's not going nowhere. So at this point, I'm like, all right, it is what it is. Like, I don't even care no more. I did what I needed to do, so now I can go home. That's how I'm looking at it. So then at this point, they're like, we're going to call the police. We're going to call the police, McKenzie. I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you came here and assaulted my daughter. I can't believe that your daughter has been harassing me. Do you know how much stuff that your daughter has had to do to me, to the fact that my mom knows that I skipped school to come here and fight, and my mom is okay with that? I don't have no mom that's just going to be out here like, yeah, McKenzie, go out here and fight. No, the fact that my mom knew I was skipping school to fight, clearly the issue is your daughter. I don't have a mom like that. I don't have some young mom. My mom, okay, I don't think my mom would want me to say how old it's about to turn. But my mom is about to turn a milestone age next year. I don't have no young mom who's just like, yeah, McKenzie, go fight. No, no, no. Especially not with a face like this. I remember in 7th grade, when I got into a fight, my mom was mad because I had scratches on my face from that. Or was that in my 9th grade fight? I don't know. But either way, my mom don't want me just out here in the streets fighting like I'm just some hoodlum. So the fact that the situation even escalated to this part, don't try to gaslight or flip the situation on me like, oh my God, McKenzie, why would you do this? Because I've been trying to say something all year and you obviously aren't doing anything to control your wild ass daughter who needs to be in a zoo. That's the issue. So basically after that, of course, they called the police. And by that point, though, we had already left. Like, we're not about to stand here and wait for the police to come. And I remember, like, as we're leaving, they're like, don't leave. We're calling the police. Don't leave. Girl, if you were going to do that, you should have stayed inside and just heard us arguing and called the police so the police could have just came and got us. Like, it would have surprised us. Why would we stand here and wait for the police? Be so for real. So anyways, they called the police. Of course, like I don't know like what happened like directly when they called the police because I was not there, but I didn't get arrested, so the police didn't come get me or anything. At night, basically, I explained to my mom what happened. Like, okay, I went there, went to the bus stop. From her bus stop, she told me to come to her house. We fought at her house. We argued with the aunt and with the mom. By this point, my mom did not like her mom just because of the parent meetings. It's like her mom, basically you could tell her mom did not know her child, and she did not know that her child was starting so much rubbish. Although it's kind of like her mom started rubbish as well, as I told y'all in the first story time, because her mom would be in public just talking about people. No wonder your daughter acts like that. Basically after that, so basically after that, my mom was just like, okay, you're gonna just go back to school tomorrow. Like literally, she said, okay, well, you handled that, now you can go back to school. But she basically was telling me, like, when you go back to school, if the administrators or anything try to say something to you, just tell them call your mom. Like, don't say anything to them, just say call your mom. Basically like how if the police say something to you, you don't say nothing, you just say call my lawyer. So that's basically what my mom was telling me, just in case the situation was going to escalate or go somewhere else. And then also what else? Oh, I wanted to tell y'all, I don't know what that girl had in her hair. Maybe, I think she had some black spray on her hair, because it's crazy. You know, once again, although I was so-called copying her, I had dyed hair in 9th and 10th grade, because I told you guys I had that orange sewing. So she had eventually dyed her hair too. I guess, you know, she was copying me. Which sounds, you guys see how dumb that sounds? No, everybody wants to dye their hair at some point of coming to age. So I think that she had like black spray on her hair. Like, I don't feel like getting up to go get it. But it's the same black spray people use nowadays, like to like make your part more straight on like a closed or a frontal, you know, things like that. So I think she had black spray on her leave out, which I would never put that on my actual hair. I would have just dyed it, but hey, that's neither here nor there. Because after we fought, my hands were like all black, like, and yeah, of course, I pour hair during fights. I don't care, there's no rules. But yeah, my hands were all black from her hair. And I remember I had posted it on the story, on my Snapchat story, because I told you I'm being a little ghetto that day. And I had posted it, and it's like the whole time we're fighting, she's like, let me go in my hair. Girl, this dirty hair, why do my hands look like this? So yeah, that was just like a little detail. I wish I still had that Snapchat story, because that would make this story so much better. Like, y'all, I literally was narrating every part. And then after that, I posted my face, and I'm like, yeah, after the fight, no scratches. You know how girls be posting after fights, because you guys show your face, that your face look good. So yeah. After that, basically, the next day I go to school, and at this point I'm feeling good, because I'm like, yeah, I did what I had to do. Let's see if somebody wants to say something today. So when the bus went to her stop, because the bus would come to me first and then her stop, I don't know, Snowflake didn't get on the bus. And I was like, well, I guess Snowflake not coming to school today. I wonder why. Gosh. So I go to school, and before I know it, I don't even think I made it to first period. I'm pretty sure that they called my name on the little intercom before I even made it to first period, and basically told me I had to come and talk to the resource officer. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically like in schools how they have like an actual officer who works directly in the school. So he's basically like, yeah, so we received a report that you fought somebody last night. You're gonna did you fight? And I'm like, call my mom. What, did you fight? Call my mom. I mean, you could just answer the question, like, did you go to somebody's house and fight them yesterday? Because if you did, you're gonna be in some trouble. Call my mom. Like, dead ass. I just kept saying, call my mom. Call my mom. Call my mom. Like, I tried to do the nice thing with y'all. You know, I tried to work with y'all, try to be cooperative. I tried not to fight. So at this point, the nice part of me is gone. Like, and that's the type of person I am with everybody. I'm gonna try to be nice, you know what I'm saying, generous, kind. But once I see you're taking that for advantage, now I'm going to show you that I can be an asshole. And I'm going to show you that I'm a fire sign, and you're going to hate me. So I just kept saying, call my mom. All right, call my mom. All right, call my mom. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out, I want to tell y'all the police report. So yeah, actually, I'm going to read you all the police report, and I'm also going to put it on the screen. So in the process of me saying call my mom, they also showed me this police report of basically what was reported once they called the police. This police report, they always had the wrong date because it says March 31st, but it was actually May 31st. So the officer should have been a little bit more careful, because I'm pretty sure when you make mistakes like that, like if it goes to court, your lawyer can kind of like get you out on a technicality on that. Because I could be like, on March 31st, I wasn't there, especially because my birthday is March 28th. And at this time period, this is where I travel every year for my birthday. The only reason I don't anymore is because I don't like doing family trips for my birthday anymore. But I'm pretty sure I probably wasn't even in town on March 31st. And so it says it occurred around 3:15, and yep, that's about the time that she got to a bus stop. I remember that. And the charges are aggravated assault, harassment, battery, trespassing, and stalking. Aww. So basically, let me just read y'all what the police report says. It says, around 3 p.m., I, Snowflake, was walking home from the bus stop when I saw a black Jeep on the side of my bus stop. I looked ahead of me and saw McKenzie waiting for me, and she followed me to the house. Baby, I said we could fight right here at the bus stop. You told me to come to your house. And that's why I'm saying this fake heart body stuff. Like, you were a fake heart body at the moment. Like, come to my house, come to my house. Now I do it and on a police report. Oh my God, she just followed me home, which is why I had the stalking charge. No, girl. Her godmother, it wasn't a godmother, it was my god sister. I'm glad you think my godmother looks that young, but no, that was my god sister. Her godmother, sister, and a 1-year-old baby were in a black Jeep and got out of the car and began walking toward me as I walked toward my house. No, I got out the car. Then my god sister, not my godmother, got out the car. My sister and the baby stayed in the car. And also, I don't think she was even 1 at that time. I'm pretty sure she was beyond 1, but I can't remember. When I opened the door, I threw my belongings on the ground, and McKenzie had forced her way into my house to hit me, and we were fighting. You dead wrong. You know you dead wrong. And see, the thing is, like I told y'all, this fake heart body stuff, she had to lie in front of her mom. Oh, Lord help. She had to lie in front of her mom so it don't seem like she went in the house and then came back out to fight. Girl, I did not force my way into nobody's house. You went into that house, put on your Dr. Martens, and then came back out. Like, oh my gosh. Y'all, I ain't read this in so long because obviously, like, I'm not just like, why would I like keep reading this police report, especially years later? So reading this back, it's just like, this girl can't be for real. The door, I threw my belongings on the ground, and McKenzie had forced her way into my house to hit me, and we were fighting. Mackenzie's godmother decided to start hitting me while Mackenzie and I were fighting. No, she broke up the fight at one point so we could go back to fighting. My godmother, my godmother, now she got me confused. My god sister never hit her. You were underage. We both were underage, and my god sister and sister were both of age. They're not about to be hitting somebody. Like, it's situation not that damn serious to risk going to jail for a child abuse charge. Like, be so for real. While her godmother was hitting me, listen. While her godmother was hitting me, Mackenzie decided to pull a key out and attempted to stick it in my left eye and left a scratch on my face, creating a mark. But you guys remember in the beginning, I told you all, I am the youngest. My sister was the one practicing driving. Why would I need a key? I brought nothing on me. Why would I even want to bring anything extra on me if I know I'm going to fight? And that's why I included that key detail. Did she have a mark under her eye? Yes, but that was not from a key. That was from me punching her in the face. Like, to this day, that lie still blows me because it's like, what if the police really took this serious? So now you're saying I broke into your house basically and I assaulted you with a weapon. That's some pretty serious lies to lie about. And that's why this situation still bothers me to this day, because it's like, okay, I tried to handle the situation by telling administration ain't solved the situation. And so now instead, what's the name? You're making up all these lies. I basically broke into your house and attacked you with a key, and my godmother, although I wasn't even with my godmother, helped me beat you up too. Are you being serious? But anyways, we're going to continue reading this freaking police report. Can y'all tell I'm getting a little heated? Yeah. Meanwhile, her godmother was pulling my real hair out of my scalp. I may have been pulling her leave out. Obviously, I don't. Oh, yeah, I was pulling her leave out. My godmother wasn't. Mackenzie was, because that's why my hands were all black. I barely managed to come into the house where I called for my mom. Your mom wasn't even the first person who came down. Your aunt was. So what do you mean? When she finally came down, Mackenzie and her godmother were standing inside the house yelling to fight. We were standing inside your house. Nope. Like, do y'all see how this girl lies? Like, it's kind of weird how this girl lies. And once again, I told you guys, after we fought, my god sister, once again, not my godmother, my god sister was standing there and like, okay, yeah, y'all fought, but I still want to talk to something like a guardian or something because I want to get to the root of this issue. Like, I'm tired of this. You know what I mean? Like, she wanted the issue to be solved. All these parent meetings and everything not doing nothing. So obviously, maybe we need to talk outside of school to get something solved. Finally came down. McKenzie and her godmother were standing inside the house yelling to fight. My mom asked to me to get, man, this police officer not only did he have to get them all, then he got typos and all. My mom asked me to get her phone and asked McKenzie to call her mom and let her know where she was. Where she responded that her mom knew she was there. Yes, she did, because I'm not a liar like you. My mom knew what was up. My mom called the police immediately, and at this point, McKenzie and her sister and her godmother drove off. This is the only thing that she had correct. Of course, if you tell somebody you're calling the police, they're gonna leave. Why would I stay around like, oh, okay, let's wait for the police. Go, no, I ain't going to juvie. And so yeah, this is the police report. And basically, this is the police report that was read to me that day once I got called down to the office. And they basically told me that because of this, that I was going to be automatically kicked out of school that very day, and that I was no longer allowed on school grounds. So after that, basically, after they had me in the office, I basically kept telling them, like, all right, I'm not about to say nothing, so it is what it is. They took me to the science and tech coordinator. And like I told you guys, I already did not like her. But before, I was trying to keep the peace because I was trying to stay in the school. But at this point, I could obviously tell I'm getting kicked out of school. So I did not care. So when she was trying to talk to me, I'm doing the same thing. Talk to my mom. Talk to my mom. Then she started like saying like other things to me, and I don't even remember, but I do remember that at this point I was cursing at her. Like at this point I really did not care. It's like I didn't try to be nice, and obviously my nice girl act, not even act. I really was just being nice. Like, girl, I'm just trying to go to school, and you letting this girl harass me. And so she's like, well, do you want to stay down here with me, or do you want to go up to in school suspension? I'm like, well, I didn't go to in school suspension. Like, I don't care. I don't want to be here with you. And so basically I went up to in school suspension, and I had to sit there and wait for my mom to come and pick me up because, like I said, at that point I was automatically kicked out of the school. And my mom worked at this time. Well, yeah, my mom had I ain't about to get so many details, but my mom basically had to get on the train to come get me up, get on the train, and then go to her car, and then from the car drive to me. So it did take her a little bit of time to come and get me, but basically my mom came and got me. And I remember I was kind of upset at the moment because I'm like, bro, how the hell I get kicked out, and I'm the one who this whole time had been harassed? But you guys will see why in the end me getting kicked out that school was actually for the best. Basically after that, the situation still was not done. Although like for one, after that, actually I remember this girl I used to be cool with basically tried to text me and tried to like low-key basically like she basically wanted to fight me because Snowflake was going around lying and telling her that I jumped her because Snowflake's face was messed up. So her best bet was basically to lie and say that she got jumped instead of, yeah, I was harassing somebody for an entire year. She got fed up and fucked up my face on my own property. So I remember this girl tried to text me to fight, and I'm like, girl, I'm not fighting nobody else. Like, I fought the person who I wanted to fight. If I fight anybody else, it's gonna be Bo. But I'm not about to be fighting no random people. And it's crazy because this person is actually close friends with my most recent ex, and it just shows like how connected everybody is. But yeah, so after that situation happened, basically we basically that summer had to go to a mediation thing. So basically, you guys know what mediation is. It's basically to solve a problem before it goes to court. And the mediation basically has to ended up getting canceled early, like ended early, because basically, for one, when I went to the mediation, it was me, my mom, my sister. She had her mom, her grandma, all these other people there. And it's like, where were all these people at when the situation was going on? Like, why weren't they telling you to stop? So basically, the mediation really did not go anywhere. It did not get solved. They kept trying to talk over us. They kept trying to play like she was the victim. So it was not getting solved. So basically, after the mediation happened, we received something like in the mail a little bit after that, and they were trying to sue for damages. She basically trying to sue for her nails and for that nasty weave that had my nails black, my hands black, for like $400. So because of that, that's why I have all of this lined up, because when she tried to sue for damages, my mom had to submit paperwork outlining everything that happened, so basically prove like she was not the victim in the situation. And so that's why, like, on this document, I also have like basically an example of everything in that police report that is lies. And yeah, I'm not gonna go through it and say it just because I did it while I was reading the police report, but that is basically what happened in this situation. After a while, I never heard from that girl again. I have never saw her on social media again. I don't really know what happened to Snowflake. As far as Bo, I did see her on social media a few times. Then I stopped seeing her. Don't know what happened to her either. I don't really care what happened to either one of them. At the end of the day, I did what I had to do in the end, and I'm happy about it. Not only that, but me getting kicked out of Flowers was actually for the best. Because when I went to Flowers, I was in a science and tech program. I am not a STEM major. I'm a psychology and criminal justice double major. So me being in the science and tech program really was for no reason. And when you're in the science and tech program, in order to get a half day, you have to have a science related internship, but I was not even good at science. So that would have been draining. Whereas the school I went to, because I had so many credits, because like I told you guys, I took accelerated classes when I was at Flowers. By the time I was in 12th grade, I barely had any classes, so I automatically got a half day. So because of that, with that half day, I was able to actually get a regular job instead of being forced to do a whole science and tech project and everything else that came with science and tech. So with that job, that is actually how I saved up and started my business. That's when I started doing YouTube. Everything honestly just started to get a lot better in my life. Like Flowers, Snowflake and Bo actually ended up jumping somebody, and Snowflake actually ended up getting kicked out of science and tech. So it clearly showed that I was not the issue, and that Snowflake and Bo have some deep issues within themselves, because they clearly targeted somebody else, as you guys see. And so basically, yeah, and once I left Flowers, I had no issues with anybody at Suitland. Like, this was literally the last time I was ever in a fight. So basically, so obviously it shows I was not the issue. You know what I mean? Like in my 9th grade year, like I said, I took accountability. That was my issue. And after that, I said, yeah, I'm keeping myself out of drama. Like, it's not worth it. But yet, I left the school, and she got kicked out the school. And that's why I said, like, if I really wanted to, I could have probably, like, went to, like, civil court and got something for grievances, because I also would have had something to show. Like, in the end, she ended up getting kicked out of the school for them jumping somebody. So what if that was me that they had jumped? Although they both were shorter than me, so I don't know where that would have went. But, yeah, you know what I mean? So it basically shows administration did a terrible job. So I hope all the administrators involved, except for the administrator who I initially reached out to, because he definitely was trying to help. But I hope that all the administrators involved in this story time who did not do anything, from the principal to the science and tech coordinator, I hope that they had the day that they deserved. I hope they got a flat tire today while it was 15 degrees and outside raining. Ice, because yeah, like I said many times in this story time, if I wasn't the person who I was, and I was somebody who was like had a lower self-esteem, this could have forced me to myself. And yeah, after that they would have did like, oh, let's have a McKenzie day in the school, oh, we have to do an anti-bullying rally and all that other stuff. But here I am trying to get the issue solved, and they did not do anything about it. I hope that Bo and both Snowflake have went to therapy, because this whole situation was weird. It was very obsessive. So I hope they went to therapy to work on themselves. The way you lied on this police report was very, very weird. I hope that my kids never come across women who are just so weird like this, because this really is weird. Like, I'll be saying a lot of things is weird, but this is weird. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys had a good Christmas. We are almost about to be at New Year's. Oh, and I'm so excited, because last year around this time, I was in a relationship, depressed as fuck, arguing, trying to make that man act right. And now this year, I'm planning for graduation, planning to move, planning for my birthday. So you know what? That's going to be the moral of this video, that things can always change and get better. So if you're going through a hard time, just push through, because you don't know what's on the other side, what's, you know, the light under the tunnel, the light on the other. I don't know, y'all. Some analogy about things getting better. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.